What is up, everybody? Foggy Haze here, and today I'm making a new video today about Generation 4 versus Generation 5. I have some news that is slightly off screen here, and y'all will understand why I'm so scatterbrained. So, mayors and gentle ponies, I have a new bong to replace the old bong I broke. I spent almost as much on a bong that's like a third of the size. I might have to do an inflation and that bong being a real old bong, but no, I got a new bong for the videos. Get the fuck on me. So, this bong is a Stratus Honeycomb Mandala bong. It's a real beautiful bong. I wanted a bigger bong and it works well. I wish I could have got a bigger bong, but I don't know if y'all can see the intricate. I don't know if y'all can see the intricate design of the downstem through the water or not. So that's gonna be my new intro bong for as long as it don't break or I get it. Okay, now this is how the glass is made. This is a cool feature too. That's also made kind of like a honeycomb. They don't look as good as the rest, but so let's start today's video on Generation 4 versus Generation 5. But first, let's start where it all began. The first few generations. I just want to talk about those because I don't know much about them. They're not really comparable to, obviously they're not anything comparable to Generation 4 and Generation 5. I'd say that Gen 5 is more comparable to the first few generations, but anyway, with Generation 4 versus Generation 5 MLP, there's a split in the fandom at the moment. People say that Generation 5's better. People say Generation 4 is better. And whenever it comes straight down to it, I believe, like, the objective truth, just based off of the longevity and the amount of fans, just based off of that, I'd say objectively, the better one was Generation 4, but that's just because it's simply for the fact that it's ran longer. You know, Generation 5's been around for like, 2 years at most, and Generation 4 at this point's going on 13 years. Damn. I think it's getting close to 13 years. I actually have to look that up. I don't know exactly when Generation 4 came out. I know it was back in 2010. So I have to look that up. It's almost been 13 years. I believe the better generation all depends. I'd really say on your age and whenever you became a brony. It's for the fact that a lot of bronies I know from back in like 2010, 2012, along in that, 2013, even up to 2014 kind of, I noticed. A lot of them don't like Generation 5, and it's for the reason that it's not Generation 4. It tries to be, but it's not. But that's okay. Generation 5 is supposed to be its own thing. And it's like YouTube. Okay, take Stampy Longnose for example. People that liked his content back in the early 2010s are not going to like his content now. And it's because people change over time, and with that, content changes. So whenever people like the content back from 2010, it's not the same content now. It's the same thing with MLP. A lot of the older bronies don't like Generation 5 because it's not the My Little Pony they became bronies to. Borderlands 2 is calling my name. I need to charge my controllers. But, yeah. I got the game 2 days ago and I'm already level 26. Necromancer for anybody that's curious. Gage is the only character on that game I feel comfortable playing. Personally, to give my personal opinion on Generation 4 and 5, well, it's obvious I prefer Generation 4 over Generation 5 because I became a brony in 2010. I was 7 years old, so it's much all doesn't show. I grew up on that My Little Pony, so it's the one I like. And with Generation 5, I like it. It's just... it reminds me too much of the earlier generations. And I didn't like those because it was... in a way, it's too kid-friendly. And that's a good thing for a show like My Little Pony because it is intended for kids. But that was a special thing about Generation 4 is there was a lot of hinting around and stuff throughout the show. And, well, another thing is the fandom. No. Okay. Oh. Alright. Oh gosh, I closed it. Oh man, I opened that and I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I noticed, I don't know if it's just because I'm not looking around, but you don't really see any gore stuff in Generation 5, and I think it's because it's more of a... Generation 4 had more... the vibes were more in place for gore and all that stuff. And it's because Generation 4 didn't try to appear to that, the real, oh, this has to be for 5-year-old little girls. It was more like, okay, let's make this for boys and girls roughly 5 to 10, fuck it. And then the adults started liking it, and like in the later seasons, I would say it gets more a little bit lax, where it's like, okay, maybe you should be 12, 13 to like maybe watch some of this shit because some they well, that just might be me getting high and looking too much into stuff as well, but that is a big issue with me and MLP. I look into way too much stuff, way too deeply, because I smoke a lot. I have some news about HarmonyCon. HarmonyCon 2024. Me and my buddies, me and Clef Killjoy, I haven't met him yet. Actually, yeah, he hasn't been on the channel before. Okay, so the Stony Pony podcast. If you go on there and watch that video, the guy sitting next to me in the long hair that looks like a girl, that's Clef Killjoy. And then my other buddy, Monkey Pones, who me and Clough gave him that nickname. Because he's into monkey memes and stuff. He's not into MLP like we are, but he watches it. So yeah, Clef Killjoy is the guy with the long hair sitting next to me, and Monkey Pones is the guy sitting next to him in the chair. It's my buddies, but we're going to HarmonyCon, and Clef's taking his girlfriend, and I'm also my buddy Fire Dancer's also going. I don't know if that still is. He's shipped out for basic training with the National Guard, so I don't got any fucking idea what the hell he calls himself now. It's messed up. He's gonna go in there a brony and come out a furry. Actually, no, I take that back. He went a fucking furry. He did. He did. Yes, for me, that's why I'll never enlist, and if I do, I choose the Air Force. And why? Because from what I understand, it's the laziest of the branches, and it's actually the one that interests me the most, because I am a lover of airplanes. The SR-71 Black Hawk is my favorite plane. How the fuck I got to talk about this from MLP, I don't know, but that's why I'm a YouTuber. Segways are not needed whenever you have this. It's just a few casual bong hits. Except the last one I made a big deal about. Went by the dispensary yesterday and got a sticker. So back to the MLP. I'll give just a few more opinions about Gen 4 and Gen 5, and then I'll go on to some stuff about the earlier generations I want to talk about. So, back into the argument about Gen 4 being more mature. They do make more mature, well, actually I can't say that because I haven't watched a lot of Gen 5, but it seems the whole vibe of Gen 4 is more mature, per se. Okay, it really does feel like they're going back to their roots. Generation 5 feels more akin to Gen 2 and Gen 3. People, I think that's why early bronies hate that, because Generation 4 it appealed to a wider audience, I believe. It felt a little bit more mature. It felt unique. It felt divided from the earlier generations. It didn't feel anything like the earlier generations. But come around, what was it, 2021? The next Generation movie comes out. People's like, oh yeah, man, I like this, and why? It feels kind of like Generation 4. It does. And people's like, all right, let's give this a chance. And like a lot of the bronies that hate Generation 5 love that movie because it feels more like Generation 4 in a way. But you come out to the tell your tale and make your mark. And then this really starts. Watching that, I really just feel like I'm watching an episode of Gen 2 or Gen 3. Just with Gen 4 plot points. I mean, a tad bit of that maturity, but just enough to keep the bronies interested. And I mean, it's not like they're having Celestia come out with her beautiful butt again. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, us bronies watch the show for the plot. This is why my videos are not made for kids. And if YouTube ever says so, they're wrong. I do not intend my videos for anybody under the age of 18 or 17, depending on your location. Depending on what age is considered an adult wear. As long as you're a legal adult, you can consume my videos. If not, fuck off. It is what I'm getting at. But that's hard to say talking about My Little Pony. This is why MLP YouTubers have a hard time. I'm not appealing to that. Oh, I'm getting kids to watch my videos. I'm a not cuss and all this. Like, no. I grew up cussing. I'm a cuss in my videos. This has nothing to do with MLP, but it's a point I want to make for my channel. If YouTube bans cussing, I'm out of a job. Probably. I don't know. I'm not getting paid anyway, so I make better money elsewhere. Well, yeah, it's because I literally don't get. No. Not again. It all got out faster that time. Anyway, I've been recording for a while, so I'm gonna make my final conclusions. And just in my personal opinion, Generation 4 is the best generation, and there'll probably never be a generation as good as it. But that's in my opinion. And I think there is some facts to back up that is the objective truth, but only through very specific facts, such as it was probably the one with the most explosive growth of the fandom, because it was the ones that kind of made bronies. Even though, I have another point I wanted to make in this video, brony conventions did not start in 2010. They did not. According to my research, they started in the year 2000. The convention that got me into loving My Little Pony for the last 13 fucking years of my life was a convention that happened 10 years after the first pony convention. That's wild. I can't remember what it was called, but the one after it was PonyCon. And then after that it was BronyCon, which I don't think any of them were connected. No. BronyCon wasn't connected. I think the first two might have been, but BronyCon wasn't. I still have my video to make on HarmonyCon, the history of HarmonyCon, but it's real hard to get research. I'm trying to weasel my way into like a press thing. Not like I'm a duel with my I gotta release my shit fuck video. Dude, it's awesome, man. Okay, so what it is I troll a lot of people on Ponytown by pretending I'm a Equestria Daily correspondent. And it was a raid a few months back, and I so want to. It's an old video and it makes no sense now, but I so want to post it. It's amazing. So, anyway, I think this video's ran on long enough, and I'm out of smoke, guys. So this is what I have to do for the video. This has been a fun video to make. I'm gonna hate the editing. Anyway, guys, this is Foggy Haze signing out.